Okay, good morning. Welcome to our Habits of Health book study. I'm Julie Baker, certified health coach with Take Shape for Life. And today we're going to be going over lesson 14 in our companion guide. And it goes along with chapter 18 in Dr. A's Habits of Health. So this chapter is all about creating an infrastructure of support. And we talk a lot about our bio network. So if you have been a part of Take Shape for Life for any amount of time, you've probably heard us talk about just how important it is to really get plugged in with our support system and to have an environment of health around you and what a difference it's going to make on your health journey. So I just want to go ahead and open to the book, chapter 18. And I highlighted a lot of this chapter too. So anyone who reads this book after me is going to have a hard time because I have notes everywhere and it's highlighted and all that stuff. So because there's so much good stuff in here. Building your support system, what does that mean and why is it important for us to even have one? And I love how he says in the second paragraph, in order to lay the foundation for a lifetime of optimal health, these new habits need to be studied, absorbed, and internalized until they no longer require conscious effort on your part. Yeah, that is huge because I love how we're just talking about our long-term health, our optimal health. That is the goal of what we do with Take Shape for Life, is that we don't just want to help you lose the weight. We want to help you keep it off and to have a lifetime of optimal health. And we've gone through the steps of how to do that, what that means, and everyone's at a different stage. But I love what he's saying is that, you know, the habits that we're learning are healthy habits. If they are not something that we just do subconsciously, we're going to go back to our old habits that we still do subconsciously. So we have to master them, you know, and some of you hopefully are doing that already. You are eating that 6 times a day. You're getting good rest. You're drinking your water, and that has become habit. And maybe you've even hit your goal weight already, and you're still doing those things. You're still making healthy choices. Now, you can probably eat more or different things than maybe one of the programs that you were on before, but it's become habit just to make those healthy choices, and that you're subconsciously drinking a lot of water. When you go to a restaurant, you're not picking the stuff that maybe you used to pick. You know that your healthy choices are going to benefit you, and that's what you want. So really, we just have to make it to where we're just doing it without even thinking about it. And that's kind of what this chapter is about, is to help those things become more solidified and become habits if they're not habits already. On the next paragraph, I love how it says, research indicates that people who use a support system are more likely to succeed in making positive changes and to maintain these changes over time. In fact, I believe so strongly that if I could pop out of these pages and look you in the eye, and this is the most important part, building a support system is the single most important thing that you can do to incorporate and maintain the habits of health. That's a big statement for him to say that this is the most important thing for you to do. You know, it's not doing the 5 and 1, and it's not, you know, drinking all your water. Although those things, you know, are important and are going to help you reach your goals, it's having an environment around you that's going to make those things possible for you to do. And over kind of in the corner in that triangle, he has the keystone to optimal health. And you can see there are those 4 things: healthy eating, healthy motion, healthy sleep. But in the middle, the thing that holds it all together is a support system. And so we can still do all those things, but if we don't have support in the middle, then it's not going to be as effective as it would be. Or we will do them for a short period of time, and then we'll go back to what we were doing before. And I know that that's happened to a lot of people, that they have done those things. Maybe they've even hit their goal or lost their weight, and then they didn't have the support system in place, and they gained their weight back. And I know that that happens a lot. So that is how important this is that this will determine the long-term effects of what you're doing right now. You know, it's one thing to know these things. It's another thing to have to apply them. And he will talk repeatedly throughout this chapter about habitsofhealth.net, and that's one of his websites. There's so much materials. There's things you can buy. There's podcasts. There's all sorts of stuff on that website. That's one of Dr. A's websites. If you haven't checked it out, I would recommend doing that when you have a little bit of time. So we're going to learn through baby steps. So I'm on page 223 in the book, and I like that because it feels a little bit more doable than jumping right in. But it's our daily choices. The path to optimal health is a daily choice of small choices that pay big dividends. It's an uphill path, but it's well worth the effort. It's available to anyone who's willing to get on it and stay on it. That's a lot easier when you have a solid support system and you can ask for help or ask questions, or you just need a cheerleader. You need somebody in your corner saying, I believe in you and you can do it. It says, with each step and each small success, you will build momentum, and immerse yourself in the process. You will improve, and you might even want to help others, which in turn will help you reinforce and live out your decision and commitment to your own optimal health goals. I know for Corey and I, that has been huge for us, is being able to help others succeed in their health. That's why we love to coach. Not only does it help others and we're able to, have the skill and the knowledge and all of those things, but it helps keep us accountable on our own health journey. We know people are watching, people are looking to us. And for us, that's been a really great accountability that's helped us not only reach our goals, but it's been a year and a half, coming up on 2 years that we've done the program and have been coaching, and we're keeping our weight off. And I love that because it's like the next step of we're immersing in that long-term optimal health. Now it's not just about, yes, we lost weight and yes, we're coaching and we're helping others. It's like, wow, we can do this forever. And that's awesome. And so that might be something that you're interested in doing too. Some people coach just for the accountability of being able to hit their goals. Okay, so 3 methods that are going to help us master the habits of health. The first one is studying. And congrats to all of you who can hear my voice right now. You are either on this Zoom or you are watching this Zoom, which means you are studying. So you're doing the first one and you're learning Dr. A's Habits of Health. You're learning the educational materials, what you're supposed to be doing. And it does make a big difference. Just going through this book is going to help you have the knowledge to succeed. The second one is doing. It's one thing to hear all of these things. It's another thing to actually do them. We tell our kids that all the time. But knowledge only goes so far. You have to implement it. It's not just, he says in here, it's not just hearing about it, but you actually have to eat the correct food. You can't just, look at it on the menu or buy it at the grocery store and it sits in your refrigerator. You actually have to eat it and you actually have to do it. And it says too, a coach can be really helpful here. They can give you advice or you can talk about the areas that you struggle in or that are hard for you or that are your challenges. Just talking to somebody else about those things is going to help you realize what they are. You're going to learn more about yourself, and then you and your coach can work together to be able to figure those things out. And modeling. People look to us. If you are on any of the Take Shape for Life programs or if you are a health coach, people are watching you. They're always watching you, and they're wanting to know what your results are. And don't let that be a stressor for you. That can be a really great thing because they're looking for someone that is going to model what health looks like, or really just that they can do it. Because seeing someone else do it and reach their goals is so inspiring. That's why we have our Facebook pages and our share Zooms and all those things that we do, because when people see other people doing it, they think, well, if they can do it, then maybe I can do it too. And so that's why it is so inspiring for your friends, your coworkers, your family members. They're watching you, and that can be a great thing. So we're going to talk about a bio network too, and what that is. That's something that Dr. Anderson created. And so what kind of support systems will work best? If you turn the page to 224, he talks about in a group, losing your weight, getting healthy as part of a group. We're going to look on your workbook and page 106, lesson 14. There is a little box that says name 5 people that you know who are actively working towards optimal health in their own lives. So friends, family members, coworkers, anybody like that. Write down 5 people that you are close to, that you actually see or talk to, that you interact with on either a daily or a weekly basis, that are really trying to work towards optimal health. They don't have to be on one of our programs either. That they're just health conscious and they're wanting to be healthier. So write their names down. I actually wrote down more than 5, but I liked, being able to come up with different people in different spheres of my life, in different activities I'm involved in, or things like that. So take a minute, write down some names. Can be your spouse, can be family members, those count too. And then on the next page, it says, we're gonna make a goal to spend time with the people that you listed over here on the other page. And make a conscious effort to be around them, spend time with them. Go out to lunch or have coffee or have them over, spend time with them. And the reason why is really important, because we're better together. We're always, that's like our hashtag. We're always putting that on our Facebook page and everywhere else, just that we are better together. And why we say that is because it's hard to do things alone. It's hard. You don't have anybody to keep you accountable. We all know we've made New Year's resolutions, right? January 1st or whatever. I'm going to do this. I'm going to write this stuff down. And then you might do it for a couple days. And then you're like, no one saw this list. No one knows about it. I don't really need to do those. They're not that important. Now, if someone has your list and is asking you about it, then you feel okay, well, yeah, I need to do this because they're going to ask me about it next week. And I need to say how I'm doing. It's just that someone else is caring and someone else is there to walk alongside of you. And so these friends or family or whoever it is, they're part of your bio network. They're people that are going to help you make the healthy choices. And then in the box on page 107, how will you interact with each one of these healthy role models? Write these things down. Maybe there's an activity that you enjoy doing together, or you see each other at small group every week, or whatever the relationship is with that person. Write down some ways that you're going to interact with them every week. So just take a few minutes and do that. Okay, you might need a little bit more time later, but at least if you can get the names down, you can come up with other ways that you want to interact with them every week. Okay, so in a group, on page 224 in the book, I know for Corey and I, we like to ask our clients when they get started if they would like to start the program with someone. If there is somebody that maybe it's a diet partner, you guys have done a lot of diets together, or maybe it's a spouse, maybe it's a sibling. We ask when we're having that initial conversation, is there anybody in your life that wants to get healthy with you? And why that question is so important is because if there is someone, it is such a great thing to be able to do the program or whatever it is that they're trying to achieve together with someone else. And many times they have not thought about that question. So when we ask, they go, yeah, actually my sister and I, we used to do Weight Watchers together. Or my best friend and I, we lost some weight, a couple years ago, but we've both been struggling. So when we ask that question, it automatically opens up the door to people that they love in their life that they know might want to get healthy too. And when that happens, it's such an awesome thing because you can do it together with someone. So maybe there's somebody in your life that you want to do the program with, and you guys can keep each other accountable. So it might be a spouse. We love when spouses do program together, simply because it's easier. Sometimes it's even financially better for the couple. And as far as, making your meals and all that kind of stuff, you're all on the same page. So if that's you and you haven't considered that, talk to your coach about that and talk to your spouse or whoever it is, because doing it together is going to help you reach those goals faster. it is challenging when a spouse brings home donuts or something. It's like, I'm trying to get healthy here, and you're killing me. So if you can be on the same page, it's really helpful. But we also have, just talking about in a group, this is the group, that we meet every Saturday, that we learn about the habits of health. So that is a great way to get plugged in. Even if you're just watching this on recording, you're still part of our group. You are a part of our Path to Awesome. We have a Facebook page, and I love our Facebook page because people post all sorts of stuff, everything on that page. And I really feel like there's such an open, just an open spirit about everybody that they're willing to share. And you know what? Maybe they had an awful day, and maybe they completely ate all the wrong things, but they know that there's a group of people that support them and that are going to say, you know what? That's okay. You had a bad day. Tomorrow's a new day. Like, let's start over. Let's do this, and we're all doing it together. And I can tell you that there are a lot of programs out there, and I don't think any program has the level of support that we had. And I really think that that is what makes the difference, is the support. You have groups of people that want to do it together, that live everywhere. We're from all over, and we're all on the same mission together, and we're supporting each other. And that is what's really important. So if you have not been on the Path to Awesome Facebook page, make sure that you're a part of it. If you're not, ask your coach. And if you are, and you know what, maybe you're having a bad day or you're struggling with something, hop on that page for a few minutes, read people's story, be encouraged, or even better, encourage somebody else. That is really what pumps you up, is when you can say, I have been there, yes, I've made some bad decisions too, but I'm taking it one day at a time. And I know that we can do this. Even if you don't know the person directly, encouraging someone else can really be what you need to get over that hurdle. So hop on there, if you're having a rough day or whatever, ask questions. If there's something you don't know, your coach is always available, but the Facebook page is great too. If you're at work, or not that I'm encouraging Facebook at work, but if there's a time that you can't reach your coach or whatever, you can always hop on there too. So it's a great support system that we have. And this, here it kind of, in the book, Dr. A talks about informal group settings as well. And that might be just you and a couple of your friends, maybe that are doing a program together, you and your coach, walking once a week, or going out for coffee, or, depending on your relationship, or just friends that you have close by. Your coach might not be close by. Maybe you could do a Zoom. We love Zooms, and we could see each other. And that's what's great, is maybe you don't live near your coach, or you don't live near anyone else that is doing the program. Maybe you just need to do a Zoom. Hey, can we hop on and talk so I can see you and you can see me, and I can have a friend who's supporting me in doing this too. So I want to talk a little bit about having a coach. That's on page 225. And I love how it just says, having a coach can help you hold up a mirror to yourself and make sure that you're clear and honest about your reality and your progress. As coaches, we check in with our clients every single week. How was your week? What are we celebrating this week? Even if celebrating doesn't mean a loss, it might not be a loss for you. It might be, hey, I'm still here. I'm still alive. That counts as celebrating, right? I didn't quit. I didn't give up. I'm still here, because we're all on the journey together. And that's okay. That's worth celebrating too, because it's not, everybody's on a different journey. Just because you didn't lose 12 pounds this week doesn't mean it's not a week to celebrate. Maybe there was a small victory that you had that was a big deal for you, or you passed up something that you would have eaten every single time it was there. So just because it's not scale related doesn't mean that it's not worth celebrating. So your coach can help you do that. And that's what's great. Be thinking about those things during the week. What changed in me this week? What did I learn about myself this week? This journey is just as much about learning about yourself as it is about learning the correct foods to eat and all of those things. Because somehow doing these programs brings out things in ourselves that maybe we thought we had figured out, and we don't. I know for Corey and I, it has, in a good way, really brought about things in our life that, we need to be better in. And so I'm really thankful for that. So don't discount those things either. Those are things that you can share, that you're growing as a person And it is about your physical health, but it's also about so many other things. And so Dr. Anderson, let me see if I can find it. Yes, okay, it's on page 226 because I think that this part was really interesting. How he came to have the coaching element, how that all came about. And he tells a little bit of his story on page 226 in the book. In 2001, he met Brad McDonald, who was the CEO of Medifast, and his goal was he really wanted to have a bio network. Dr. Anderson was a board certified physician. He was a heart surgeon. And it says he watched my patients pretty much, they came to him on their deathbed and he had to figure out how to help them live. So his entire goal for Take Shape for Life was just, instead of me rescuing people right before, they're about to die, let's try to figure out a solution to the problem before it gets that bad. And so he said we needed a like-minded group of people that were going to lead me to create a bio network. So what is a bio network? It's a system of healthcare professionals and certified lay people working together to help people change their health. And I love that. I love that we have access to so many people that are qualified not only in the medical field, but just, they're really caring about people's well-being. So, we have doctors, nurses, we have nutritionists, we have all of those people that are part of Take Shape for Life that can help us with these things. So he met Brad McDonald, and they decided to come up with the bio network, Take Shape for Life. He decided to go with Medifast. A lot of research, because it was recommended by over 20,000 doctors since 1980. Provided a perfect partner to help us build our health network. And basically we utilize Medifast meal replacements. We are not Medifast, we're the coaching arm of that, but I like how, he just explains what he was really looking for. He was looking for a product that would work with a bio network together so that we could achieve our goals. And he talks a little bit more about that, and you can read that in there. Or if you go on his habitsofhealth.net, there is more information if you want to learn that. But you can see he has a support system, like what the bio network is, and it's over on the left-hand side. It's a health coach. You see you in the middle. There's a health coach. There's internet-based support. So that is our websites, our Facebook pages, our peers, so friends that are doing it with us, and Dr. A's Habits of Health. So all of those things are a bio network. They work together to help us reach our goals. And I really think that that's why our programs work. Because you know what, there might be a lot of other things out there that work. There's some good products out there. But so many of them are lacking in support, and that is what we do have. And when you have somebody there for you, and to help keep you accountable, it does make a big difference. And something else that is really important on page 226 in that green strip on the side, modeling works. Studies show that by associating with others who have the qualities you desire, so optimal health, for example, you are more likely to develop these qualities yourself. You might have heard the quote where people say, show me your 5 best friends, that's why we wrote down 5 names, and I will show you your future. And the reason why is the people that we surround ourselves with make a big difference in our lives, whether we realize it or not. Those are the people that you're going to become. Now that for you, that might mean, okay, I have some toxic people in my life. Maybe they're my family. Maybe I can't just get rid of them. That's not the goal, but the goal is who is influencing your life. So do you read books? Do you listen to podcasts? Are you watching Zooms? Things like that. Those people still count as in your life, even if they're not living with you or things like that. Their voice is a constant in your life. Maybe, maybe your home life or family is not the best environment for you. Then that means for you, you need to have some other positive influences in your life. They might be positive friends. They might be, authors or people that you're listening to. That's okay. Those count too. So I think that you do the best that you can, but you make choices to have positive people in your life. Do whatever you can to find those positive people. If there's negative people in your life, if you can, don't spend a lot of time with them. Some people, I understand that you need to, but I would try as much as you can to have positive people in your life. They're going to help you. And if they're like-minded health-wise with you too, then they're going to push you to be better, and they're going to push you towards your goals. So as we kind of go back to the workbook, I want to list, this says list some local support groups that interest you. So this is talking about another layer of support here. This might be not necessarily health related. It can be, if you have some friends that are trying to get healthy with you. It could be a walking group, could be a small group at your church. It could be, maybe you guys start walking together, or it could just be a group of friends that get together to talk about your week and to laugh with one another. That's part of our healthy mind, is getting that stress out. So these can be small groups or local groups, just with different groups of people that are going to help you, and also that that you're going to enjoy doing. So I think maybe it's a hobby that you have. Maybe you like to scrapbook or do design or something like that. Write that down in here too, because I think that can be really helpful. I know my husband loves to bowl. So he's a part of a bowling league. Now, does he really have time to do that? No, not so much, but it's something that he loves to do. And for him, it's a stress reliever. And what's great is that he gets to interact with a whole nother group of people. We're pastors and we're health coaches, and usually bowlers are neither one of those people. So it's kind of a select group of people that he gets to just interact with every week. And that's great for him. It's something that he loves to do and is a stress reliever. So if there's something for you that you'd love to do, write that group down. Make that a part of, it doesn't have to be every week, but maybe once a month. If there's something you love to do, go do it and grab some friends to go do it with you. Even better, maybe it's something that they're going to want to start doing too. So write that down. And then also your personal coach talks about, I know we just talked about that in the book, but in your workbook, it says, what qualities are important to you in a coach? What are the things that you're looking for? And with us, you kind of have a coach already with Take Shape for Life. But maybe there's another mentor that you might be looking to. And that's what's great to write those things down, because with Take Shape for Life, we are thousands of coaches. And what's great is that you can have more than just one coach. You do have more than one coach. You have a team, but there's so many coaches that, I relate to a lot of different coaches too. Coaches that are moms that have young kids. I look to them a lot too for ideas and just, okay, what do you do with this? And how do you, balance everything? And so wherever you're at in your stage of life, it's nice to find a coach that's doing the same thing you're doing. You can learn a lot from those people. How you find those people, jump on these Zooms that we have. It might be the client support Zoom. If you're a coach, we have several trainings for coaches, and you'll hear other people, other coaches. And I love it because when you hear somebody that you relate to, you're like, I like that person. Yes, I know. And so you can learn a lot from them, just having other mentors in your life. But that is what makes a big difference for us, Take Shape for Life versus Medifast on its own. And I've had several clients that have done Medifast on their own. And so they're a little hesitant about Take Shape for Life because they're like, I already did that. I already ordered the food. I already did the 5-in-1. I already, and then maybe it didn't work. Or maybe they lost weight and gained their weight back. Or maybe they just weren't happy with it. Well, I do have a number of clients that jump back on, they're willing to give it another try because this is different. And then they hop on Take Shape for Life and they do awesome. And I've had people say, it's the support. It is the people who are around me. It is the online community. It's my coach. I didn't have that the first time. I didn't know that wasn't available. So that's kind of the difference when people are asking, well, aren't you just the same as Medifast? No, we are not. We utilize their meal replacements, but it's a very different community. So I love that we're able to explain that as well. And there's also a structural tension chart in here. If you want to fill that out, there's always those. But I kind of wanted to go through in the book where it says we are in phase 3, optimizing your health. And I like the little chart that they have here. at the bottom of page 227, because it has where we are at. Now, I know this might not apply to all of you because we're all at a different place in our health journey, but there will be a time when you are here. So it's kind of showing that before you started your health journey, you might have been overweight. And so that's kind of the first box. The second box is your weight loss. If you're on a program and you are trying to lose weight. The third phase is where it says equal, but pretty much that's maintenance, where you're maintaining. But then the next phase is optimization. So we're optimizing our health. We're at a point where we're at a healthy weight, we're at a healthy BMI, we are transitioned, we know how to eat correctly, we're incorporating exercise that we've talked about in the previous chapters. And this is talking about our energy management too. And then the only other phase after this is longevity. So as we go through the book and we kind of have learned all of these things up to this point, we're going to have all the info that we need to have longevity in our health journey. And there's only a couple chapters left. And next week, we're going to talk about inflammation and how it affects our body. And I know that that is that people have a lot of questions about that, and they want to know how it works, or they've dealt with that in the past, or they have some health concerns. So that's going to be great for us to go through. That's chapter 19 for next week. And I know your book, if you're looking at your book, it seems like, how are we going to be done in a couple weeks, because there's a lot more chapters. But in the back, we've kind of gone through all this. There's recipes and exercises and all of that in the index. So that's why there's still a lot left in your book. But yeah, we are entering in your workbook, section 3, the habits of optimal health and longevity. So you might not be here yet. You might still be in the weight loss phase, but there will be a point, and that's why we're recording all these, where you do get to this point and you want to learn more about it and learn how you can keep your weight off for long-term health. So I'm excited that we were able to kind of go over our bio network and how Take Shape for Life includes all of those things. And hopefully for you, you have incorporated yourself into all that Take Shape for Life has to offer. And I will tell you that the clients that are the most integrated, is what we call it, they are the ones, in most cases, that succeed, and the ones that hit their goals, is because they have decided that they're going to do this all the way. That they're working with their coach, and that they're talking to their coach every week, that they are staying in touch with, whether it be the Facebook page or the client support Zooms or whatever it is, they are dedicated to doing this. So hopefully for all of you, I would encourage you that if you're struggling and you're having a hard time reaching your goals, take advantage of all of the things that Take Shape for Life has to offer. If you haven't started reading your book, that's okay. Start today. Just flip through it. Find a chapter that sounds interesting to you. Go back and watch some of these Zooms that we recorded. We'll do it together. Or maybe it just means for you today reaching out to your coach. Maybe it's been a while. It's been a couple weeks. You haven't really lost anything. Call your coach or send them a text message. They want to hear from you. Trust me, they will be excited to hear from you. And it's okay if things haven't been ideal for you. That's what your coach is there for, to help you and to just support you. And also, I know a lot of people don't know about this, but Take Shape for Life has not structural attention. We have behavior specialists. When you call nutrition support, you might, maybe you're struggling with some very specific habits in your life. Call and just say, I would like to talk to a behavior specialist. You can call as a client or you can call with your coach, doesn't matter. And I've done that several times with several of my clients. And I have learned so much from what they have told me. And that's why I always say, can I just listen as a fly on the wall? Because I want to hear anything that they have that's going to help me, that's going to help you, that's going to support our decision to get healthy. And they have some really great ideas, and they work with you. I mean, they're going to ask you very specific questions, and they're going to help you figure out what behaviors am I doing that might not be the best for my health journey, or what are some habits, some new things that I can implement that are going to change the course for me. And that's what they're there for. So utilize all the different things that we have. Be a part of the Facebook page. Go in and read your habits of health. Talk to your coach. All of these things are going to make a huge difference for you in your health journey, and they're going to help you reach your goals faster. No one wants to be on the 5 and 1 forever, right? We want to reach our goals as fast as possible. And that's what all these things are here for, put together to help you do that. So hopefully you might have learned something new today. And if not, maybe there's just something that you need to do that's going to help you on your health journey. But like Dr. A said, this is the number one most important part of your health journey, is just surrounding yourself with a network of people, support, education, all of those things that are going to help you reach your goal. So thanks for joining us today.